Welcome back, you guys. Mr. Bright Light, Emperor's New Shoes here with another episode of the Bible Talk. We're on episode 2. I'm here with my my helper here. Get him over here. Yes, and his name is Tat. So, I would prefer a human helper. You know, maybe a lady helper, just like it was in the books. But there was no other helpers available but my dog. So we're gonna go ahead and continue where we left off yesterday. It's a pretty hot day out here, but we're gonna go ahead and continue. I chose to take a walk and relax, and then go ahead and enter the episode 2. Where we left off yesterday was after God created Eve for Adam. He didn't really tell us the name yet. We're not there yet, but like we know. But he created the helper for Adam out of his own rib, and so after that it says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed." So we have a man and a woman in the Garden of Eden, right? Okay? They're both naked, and now they've become one flesh. And it's saying that therefore they shall leave his father and his mother. In this case, Adam's father is God. So, as we can see later on in the story, we'll see that, Adam and Eve were doing their own thing. But do you really think that God and Adam ever really separated, or like was never really like? Do you think that Adam left God? It's not possible to leave God. And why I'm saying God is I should be using the word father, because that's what the word is right here. It says, "Therefore man shall leave his father." Adam's father was God. So therefore, you got to think about it. It's really complicated, but then again, it's not. You know what I mean? If you really just think about it, I don't believe that you're just supposed to just leave your family behind, your mom and dad, and then just never be there for them, and just you and your wife, whatever, go do your own thing, and then you guys just live your life, alone and solitary, or whatever. Just doesn't make any sense logically to me for like a healthy family. But we're gonna keep going, because I can go all day on that, and then I know we can go back and forth on it as well. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna continue. Taz, relax. See, look at that. That's why he wasn't a good. That's why animals weren't good helpers. They start crying. They need water. They can't hold the Bible. They can't hold no camera for me. They can't. What? I need a human being. So we're gonna go ahead. All right, the fall. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast in the field that the Lord God had made. So now we're talking about serpents. It's a beast. So here we go. So we have a serpent, and it's classified as a beast. And it said that the Lord had made it. I wouldn't have thought a serpent as a beast. I would have thought it as like a creepy crawly thing. But here it says, "Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman," So here we have Adam getting his helper, and them becoming one flesh and living life without having their father holding their hand the whole time. You see, because when before Eve was there, before the helper was there, God was holding Adam's hand the whole time, and showing him and teaching him and doing this and doing that, just like a father should their son. hold their hands while they grow up, teach them everything they need to know, and then once they get old enough to be on their, to be that they have the knowledge that you've given them, and they have a helper, and they become one flesh, then now the father can step back and allow the son to go ahead and live their life and see if they can do it themselves. You know what I mean? See how they can do it. Just, you know what I mean? Like a bike, right? You got the bike, and then you got the training wheels, and then, you know what I mean, you take the training wheels off because you know how to ride the bike now, you know? And so God was like, you know, I'm gonna take the training wheels off. Let me see if you can do it. You know what I mean? And so there's a time period there, right? So he let them. They were riding through the Garden of Eden, having a good time. We don't know how long, but we're not gonna go there as well. All I know is there was a time period that they lasted there for a while, and they were doing things good together. I'm sure they prayed every night to the Father, and I'm sure that they asked for the Father's blessings always. But God himself basically just sat back and watched and rested and watched, and you know what I mean, just whatever he was doing, I can't really say, but I know for a fact that he let them do their thing. You know, of course, God is always watching over you. So your dad is always watching over you. So you know what I mean? You say you left your father or your mother, but did you really? Let's see how far away you can run from God. Go ahead and try. Let's see. All right, so now let's go ahead and keep going. Now we're talking about the fall, right? So let's say it was like 50 years that they were in the garden, and they were having a great time. Everything was great, and Adam's like, yeah, man, I got everything under control. You know, I subdued the planet. My wife is listening to me. Everything's going great. You know, I'm about to die old with her, but the thing is that they weren't really gonna die, right? It's eternal. You know, we would have to go deep into that, but they were basically gonna live forever. And happiness, and God was like, it's done, you know what I mean? And then so took the training wheels off. They're there, they're doing their thing. Let's say 50 years pass, 100 years pass, 1,000 years pass, 1,000,000 years pass, and now we get to the part where it says the fall. And it says, now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God actually say you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. Okay, so here we have the woman, after 50 years or whatever of great relationship with Adam and everything, and Adam teaching her everything that he knows, you know, and here we have her talking to a beast, a serpent. Now, I guess the serpent approached her and started talking to her, but still, we have a conversation here between the woman and the serpent. Okay. So, but the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die, for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit and ate it. So you're telling me that she sat here talking to this beast next to a tree like this, and he basically told her that everything that God said was really not true. And she didn't even challenge it or question it or nothing. She just was like, you know what? You're right. The tree does look good. And the fruit does look good. You know what? I'll try it out. It's going to make me wise. Let me go ahead and try it out. So she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband who was with her. So we have her giving it to her husband. Now Now, first off, I have a couple problems here. If her husband is there with her, why is the serpent talking to her and not him? Secondly, why is she the one taking the fruit and giving it to him instead of him giving it to her? Like, the man is supposed to be the one leading and showing the way and not the woman. Why isn't the man talking to the serpent? We right here, I feel like there's a cross a line. I feel like there was a line crossed here. I feel like she took it upon her own self to lead right here. And the thing is, I don't understand, because if her husband was there with her, why didn't he challenge any of it? Why didn't he say anything about it? He was supposed to be the one in dominion. He's supposed to be the one in charge. But it says here, he ate. Then the eyes of both were open. So what? Their eyes were closed? Let's just say they were in a state of relaxation and they didn't have anything to worry about, anything to stress about. They just had to relax, and then here they go and they eat at the fruit of the tree, and now supposedly their eyes are open and now they know good and evil. All right, so it says, and they knew that they were naked. So now after they ate from the fruit, now they know that they don't have clothes on. Okay, so eating the fruit gave them an ability to understand that being nude was something, and that there was another option. You know what I mean? That they didn't have to be nude. That nude isn't even like, because if you think about it, back then nude was normal. Why question something that's normal? You were born that way. You were born nude. You had your whole life and you were nude, and now you eat this fruit on the tree, and now you realize that you're naked, and you feel and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves a loincloth. Where did that come from? Who told them that it was bad to be naked? What, the fruit that they ate on the tree told them that it was bad to be naked? Anyways, we're going to continue. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking into the garden in the cool. So here we have the father returning. So we have the husband and the wife, and they're one flesh. And now we have the father returning. You see, they were supposed to leave. They were supposed to leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife. But here we have the father returning. Okay. And now this is what happens. And they heard the sound of God, the Lord God walking into the garden in the cool. Okay, so of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. So now we got Adam hiding from his dad with his wife. Okay? They're like, oh man, there's dad. He's going to be mad because we did something that he told us not to do. So we should hide. Okay? But the Lord God called to the man and said to him, where are you? And he said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid. Okay, so now we have emotion. We have emotion building up here now. All of a sudden, they eat this fruit off the tree, and now they have the ability to see that they're naked, and that's a problem. And then also they have this new emotion that just formed out of nowhere called being afraid. Because so he says, I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. So you're afraid of your father because you were naked and you hid yourself. But you thought that being naked was a negative thing, so you hid yourself. Okay. He said, who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? The man said, the woman who you gave to me to be with me, she gave me the fruit of the tree, and I ate. So now here we go, Adam pointing at the woman, saying that it's her who gave me the fruit. But therefore, if the let's just recap. We're at the tree, and the serpent's talking to Eve, but Adam was there the whole time. If he was there the whole time, then why would he even point and say that she gave him the apple to eat? They was there the whole time. They did it together, like they was talking. Hey man, all right, I'm gonna eat that tree. Let me get that fruit. I'm gonna eat it. All right, Adam, here, take some of it. Like what? Like if you're in command, bruh. Okay. So the woman who you gave to me with to be with me, she gave me the fruit of the tree and I ate. Then the Lord said to the woman, "What is this that you have done?" Okay, so now he directs his attention to his daughter, and he says to her, "What have you have done? What have you have done?" So now God is actually saying, he's asking her what she's done. So here we go. Adam is pointing at her, and God is asking her what she's done. So now we know that the one who took the first step to do this negative act was Eve. Okay? So we see Eve doing this negative act, and for some reason, Adam gets dragged into it some way, somehow. I don't know. But if he was there and it was all voluntary, then why would he try to blame her? Okay? There shouldn't be no blame if both of you guys were there. You know? But anyways, we're going to keep going. The woman said, "The serpent deceived me and I ate." So how does she know she's been deceived? What is she talking about? What is all this confusion? The Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock." So now it's not a beast, it's a livestock. All right. And above all beasts of the field, on your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat, and all the days of your life I will put enmity between you and the woman. Okay, so God directly punishes the snake, the serpent, directly. First punishment goes to the snake for coming around with that nonsense, and then fooling the woman to eat of the tree. Okay, and between your offsprings and her offsprings, he shall bruise the head, and you shall bruise his heel. Okay. My helper is really getting antsy over here. I don't know why he just doesn't lay down and relax. But this is why animal wasn't good to be a helper. This is why God had to create a woman, another human being, for Adam, because I don't think any animal would have really been a great help. What animal do you think would have helped you the most? I mean, I love animals. They're great. Lions, and I would love a lion. But what would a lion be able to do for me? It'll be protecting me and stuff like that. But will it be able to help me? Will it pick things up and put it over here? Help me do this, help me do that. Cook and stuff, clean, or whatever. Help with the garden. You know? Anyways. To the woman he said, "I will surely multiply your pain in childbearing." Okay? "In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be contrary to your husband, but he shall rule over you." So, let's go on to this. It says, "I will surely multiply your pain in childbearing." So basically, having children is going to be very painful. "In pain you shall bring forth children." Okay, so bringing in the children from when you're birthing children is going to be very painful for women. That's punishment number one. Second, it says here, "Your desire shall be contrary to your husband." That means whatever you desire is going to be the opposite of what your husband desires. Okay? You guys listen to that part. Your desire shall be contrary. Contrary means the opposite to your husband. But he shall rule over you. So now we have a back and forth thing on this planet where females want this, but the husband wants that. And ultimately, the husband is the ruler. So we go where he goes and we do what he says. But still, at the end of the day, we're never going to get rid of this thing called the contrary, the desire and your desire shall be contrary to your husband. So basically, what she wants is different from what you want. What you want is different from what she wants. But ultimately, we do what you want. So now the woman's just always going to be complaining in her head, or having resentment, or feeling some sort of type of way. And it's just going to be a back and forth between the husband and the wife. A back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But ultimately, the husband rules over the wife. Okay? So whatever the husband says shall go. And the wife is just going to have to deal with it regardless of her desires, whatever they are. Because we're going for what the husband desires, and ultimately it's what God desires. Because if it wasn't so, it wouldn't be written in the books right here, right now, that I'm reading to you. And to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife. Oh my Lord. Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. So the ground is cursed, the ground itself. In pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. So no matter what you're eating off this planet, you're going to be enduring some sort of pain. You know, thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you. Okay? And you shall eat the plants of the field by the sweat of your face. So that means if you're gonna get, see, in the garden, I believe that there was fruits and everything. It's already made. It was done. Like, you know what I mean? All you did was water it and boom. There's apple trees, boom, 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 everything like that. Everything good. But now you have to sweat for it. Now you actually have to go out there and work as hard as you can to try and get some corn and some apples and some pears. You know what I mean? Now you actually got to work for it. It was granted to you before, but now it's time for you to work, boy. You shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. For you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Okay? So out of all the punishments, I mean, the serpent and the wife seem to have gotten the worst punishment. And if we're talking about punishments and like the rankings of punishments, usually the person who gets the worst punishment is the one that did the crime. Well, they all did the crime, but you know what I mean. You know how. You know what else. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're going to go. The man called his wife name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And the Lord God made for Adam and for his wife garments of skin and clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us in knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hands and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him out from the garden of Eden to work the ground from which he was taken. Okay? Now, I'm going to stop there because my helper is just raggedy today, boy. I'm going to take him back home, and I just can't bring him back with me because he ain't helping at all. He's just going against me right now. Oh, so annoying. But I love him. Anyways, just so annoying. Anytime anything goes against, you know, you and your leadership and your guidance and stuff, it just gets so annoying. It's such a drag. You know? Especially that part where it says, for the woman's desire shall be contrary to your husband's desires. That sounds like such a drag. Does that mean like we're never gonna be... Does that mean we're never gonna agree on it? Like, fully agree and like fully be one? You're gonna be wanting one thing while I want the other thing? And this is basically what God is saying. So I would say that's most likely why we've been going through the things we've been going through in the relationships that we've been in. You know, because I've tried my best in my relationships, all of them, you know, and you know, guiding my wife, and we just get headbutts, and instead of going forward, we end up going 7 steps back even, and we just got this whole thing going. So so yeah, I mean, knowing all that, I hope you guys learned something new today. We can go ahead and continue tomorrow, another day. But thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully you guys just leave a comment or anything down below. Just let me know what you felt about the message. If there was anything that I said that that you didn't agree with, or if you want to go ahead and talk about it, we can go ahead and figure it out. But thank you guys. Love yous. God bless yous. Mr. Bright Light, Emperor's New Shoes here, episode 2, Bible Talk. Peace out. God bless yous.